Sound familiar? As writers, we are always told this is what writing a novel looks like. Draft after draft after draft. I used to think this too. Notes scribbled everywhere, highlights. At a certain point, you've tried so many things, you don't even know where to turn next. Writers are so quick to jump in and say, oh, there are no hard and fast rules to writing. I agree. But then why do we so often assume this is a rule? This is not a rule. Hey, look, if you actually love writing those multiple drafts, if you thrive on that slow process of discovery, don't let me mess you up. That's awesome. Go do that. But if you think first drafts are excruciating, like I used to, or you got 50 new ideas for different books and you can't get to any of them because you're still stuck writing this one, like I often was, or if you just wish there was some way to streamline the whole process to make it all take much less time, the way I used to, then I have something for you. Now, for the most part, writing teachers will talk about character and plot as being two parallel lines. Character, plot. And we know events from the plot will impact and change our character, and character choice will impact our plot. But for the most part, I was thinking of these two elements as running alongside each other, parallel to one another throughout the course of a book. So what does it look like when we only look at character and plot in a single line? Okay, if we start with a character's wound or lie, sometimes instructors will also refer to this as their ghost, we can, from this, begin to brainstorm the perfect plot or adventure that will force them to address this lie, and at the end of it, the truth that they come to accept is the book's theme. Now, if you've read instructors like Weiland or Truby, you're going to recognize these ideas, but things really started to click for me when I started to string these together in a single through line. I was no longer juggling multiple threads, just one, the golden thread. But wait, you say, I have an idea for plot, not a character. Cool, just reverse engineer. Start with the plot. Ask yourself what kind of character would benefit the most from this adventure. Who would get the most out of it? What would their wound and lie be? Then go back to the beginning. Now that you know the wound and the lie, ask yourself, what's the best adventure this person could go on to address the lie? I know you feel like you've already done that because you came to this brainstorming session with an idea for the plot or the adventure to begin with. But the truth is here, it is never your first idea that is the best. It is always about the 50th. And you get to the 50th idea by doing this kind of back and forth over and over. You can even refine the truth that your main character comes to learn at the end, which is the theme of the book. It's this back and forth until you arrive at the best possible solution for each of the three elements of your golden thread. But when I started using my golden thread, I stopped having to rewrite a book 80 different times just to figure out what it was about. Now, don't misunderstand me here. I am not saying that you will never need to rewrite another manuscript in your career. That is not it at all. Writing a novel is a long, 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 long journey, no matter what methods you use. But it should be fun too. When I started using the golden thread method, I had to write far fewer exploratory drafts trying to figure out what the book was about. I knew what the book was about. I knew that emotional core, what that golden thread was going to be when I started writing that first draft. So I had to go through far fewer exploratory drafts before arriving at a solid manuscript that could then be edited for publication. And that made the entire writing process far more fun for me. Trust me, the process is always much more fun when you're not having to do this. If you want more detailed advice about this, I've got a golden thread writing resource, short and sweet and to the point. Got a link to it below. Give it a shot and see if it helps.
it's going to help.